In a world where everything and everyone is accessible through social media, it's easy to see where the lines can get blurred. Today, ECISD is making it clear for what their boundaries are in and out of the classroom. One idea inside Teacher Academy is to show teachers how to effectively use technology inside the classroom. For this, all they need is an iPad and a green screen. Becoming a teacher isn't an easy process, sometimes taking up to 5 years from start to finish. But with this fast track program, you can get your degree, you can get your teaching certificate, and a job all within 3 years. Superintendent Crow says the idea would be to perhaps build 3 new middle schools and 1 new high school. So where would you put those buildings? Mr. Crow has an idea mapped out. For the middle schools, one could go in the north, 1 west, and 1 more south. Now, for the high school in blue, the idea perhaps could be to also put that one in the north. Gone are the days of teaching by the book. ECISD is embracing the term teaching students the way they learn. And in this case, that means more technology. I've interviewed Dr. Warren many times as he served as Midland ISD's leader. He says the decision to leave Midland was not an easy one, but he says it was the right one for him and his family.
How much money would 1 and 2 tenths be?
0.
Let me see, 20.
Be it today's math lesson,
To go back to out of the desk, remember?
or an English assignment, you'll find some sort of technology being used inside the modern classroom.
Very good. They're more engaged.
Instead of listening to a lesson,
Use the 10.
the students are part of it.
Very good.
Today, Mrs. Lopez's class is being put to the test by using a new program called Plickers.
I can put a question on the board and have some answer choices, and then the students can anonymously show their answer.
Mrs. Lopez scans each student's flashcard for their answer. She can tell who's grasping the lesson and who's not in real time.
So I can really tell what that student knows.
She says the benefits are twofold. It removes the temptation of cheating,
Instead of holding up a big A, and other students can see, well, they picked A, I'm going to hold up an A.
it also creates a safe environment for every child.
You can hold your card up and nobody knows if you have it wrong. And so to me, it's okay to be wrong, and nobody will know it besides, the teacher who can help you later.
Lopez says the new technology is a good indicator of where education is headed, trading the traditional lecture for student-engaged learning. Reporting in Odessa, I'm Tatum Guinn, CBS 7 News. For such a big mandate coming down from the federal government, it's been business as usual here at ECISD. In fact, you can see the parking lot is entirely empty. Everyone gone home for the day. I was speaking with an administrator earlier today who says working with transgender students and their families is nothing new for their district and much the same for other school districts. Parents and other people have been weighing in on this debate. Here's what a few of them had to say.
I think they go to the bathrooms they were born with.
Should school districts have to listen to what Obama has to say about it? Making them.
No, I think that still does not do what they need to do for the students themselves.
Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. Absolutely not. I think he's off his rocker.
You agree with that?
Absolutely not.
If it's the president, it's the head of the school district, or, I don't know who's the main person that can really decide that.
And as you can imagine, people all over Facebook have been sounding off on the topic all day. Most of them having to say, aren't there bigger issues to be worrying about, like test scores and school ratings? Other school districts have issued a response to today's mandate. You can find all of that on our website, CBS7.com. Reporting live in Odessa, I'm Tatum Guinn, CBS 7 News. State-mandated testing has been a staple in Texas curriculum for decades. While educators do concede that testing is necessary, they question if the current test, the STAR, is the right method to gauge student growth. Chances are you're more than aware by now that the state-mandated test you had to take in school has changed in a big way for your child. It's now called the STAR exam. It's a series of high-stakes tests used to grade schools, teachers, and students. State and federal accountability standards judge how well schools educate children largely based on the results. Students in 5th and 8th grade can be held back if they fail some portions of the STAR. And high school students are required to pass 3 of the 5 end-of-course exams to graduate. No pressure, right? Midland ISD Superintendent Dr. Ryder Warren says in order for a district to evolve, there must be some sort of testing.
There's got to be a way to assess. There's got to be a program, a system set up to evaluate how the kids are doing on the state curriculum.
That's where the TOS test came in. The state-mandated test to measure student growth in correlation with curriculum.
They really weren't high-stakes testing. Kids didn't get nervous and sick over those tests.
Several years later, the test was modified into what was known as the TAKS test.
When we first got the first year scores of the TAKS test, all the scores were lower than what they were on the TOS test. But the kids responded, the teachers responded, the parents responded, and those scores started rising.
Today, all Texas students are required to take the STAR test. And Dr. Warren admits it's unlike any test he's seen. Not only has there been a learning curve for students, it has been just as challenging for staff.
And that's, of course, where the standardized testing frustrates me, because the test is one size fits all.
Understanding the curriculum, understanding how to create a good lesson plan, teaching that plan, and then evaluating the plan and evaluating kids. It's a very difficult job.
Dr. Warren says years of work to improve scores has been tough. He's found Midland ISD is not alone.
The problem we have now is, though, all the work that every school district is doing, that every campus is doing in the state of Texas, everything that we're doing, again, we're still not really statistically moving up.
And it's hurting our kids trying to get into college who are smart.
Looking at results year to year, Ector County ISD as a district has scored lower than the state average. And much the same for Midland ISD. The district scoring at least 8 points lower than the state average. Final scores for this school year will not be released for another month. If the trend holds, more disappointment is to come. But it's not all bad news. Dr. Warren and his staff have been working to improve scores year after year. Now, he has a different approach.
The test that we take at the state level actually gives us data that we can use to change things in the classroom. That's what we ultimately want to use it to. But if the test is not doing what we need it to do, we're really not being able to use those scores to make changes, because those scores are suspect. We don't know if it's really the right test, the right tool to be using to truly assess the 5 million kids that are in the state right now.
He and other educators have taken their concerns to state lawmakers.
There is way too much information to cover for them to master a test like that. With the grammar rules and just literary devices to hit, it's just overwhelming.
The basic education for a child today is not the basic education of a child 10 years ago.
There are real challenges, from the latest and greatest technology to figuring out the newest test. One thing you'll find that hasn't changed: why these educators go to work.
Is it still worth it?
Oh, absolutely. At every level. At every level. We think these are the best jobs there are in this community.
To be there for them, to know that they can come to school and be cared for, and then also that I'm going to be proud of them for all the accomplishments and things that they do throughout the year.
You can accomplish almost anything you want in this world of education, work, what have you, if you're willing to work at it and if you don't quit.
And that's an A+, no matter the curriculum. Changes could be coming to the STAR exam. Educators from all over the state have expressed their concerns with this year's test, prompting the state education commissioner to take a second look at the current test. In the studio, I'm Tatum Guinn, CBS 7 News. The countdown is on. Teachers racing the clock to get inside this black box. The idea: thinking outside the box.
They have to think outside that box in order to break into the box. There are a lot of skills that are being taught through this: teamwork, critical thinking.
It's one of the sessions you'll find at Teacher University.
Put a few more tools in their tool belt
do something different than what they did last year or the year before.
It's a one-day course focused solely on the teachers, setting them up for success.
You know, if we're going to talk the talk, we need to walk the walk, meaning if we're expecting our teachers to teach hands-on with our students, we need to be the same way with our teachers.
And learning new concepts to break out of the usual classroom routine.
Anytime I can take something like this that'll engage the kids and keep them on track and on task and having fun while they're learning is a great thing.
They will want to do it and they'll be racing against each other and actually do the work.
The district says it's all about new tools and a new outlook for the brand new school year. Today was all about the secondary teachers. Tomorrow, all the elementary teachers will be here. Reporting in Odessa, I'm Tatum Guinn, CBS 7 News.